Good morning. Here we are again. It is 11 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. Changing plans. It's okay, but we're here. I'm Jason,
I'm Jackie.
and we are the
Flames.
Flames. So this week, we thought we would talk a little bit about navigating holidays and family gatherings together because we just had Easter and we had both sets of family over on different nights and celebrated here at our house. So we thought that would be a good topic. If you are watching live, please comment, like, and share. Go to Master Motivation Podcast on YouTube and subscribe, please. And so, yeah, so we had my family over on Saturday night. My cousin, who I hadn't seen, who moved to North Carolina and brought his family out and got to spend time with my uncle and his sister, so and their kids. So it had been a while since we've been able to do that. And then on Sunday, we had both of Jackie's brothers over and her brother's kids, and that was nice. And they have significant others now, so it's like pretty much everybody's all adults now, right?
Oh, it's weird.
Almost all.
It's so different.
They're all over 18, right?
No cutesy.
How old's Peyton?
19, 18,
Yeah, so she's up there.
19.
Yeah, they're adults.
No,
Anyway, so it's
no
different.
fun,
No,
like Easter toys.
yeah, no
No
big
Easter egg
Easter baskets, no Easter egg hunts like we used to do. This was just kind of like a chill, nice, easy barbecue dinner on Sunday and then brunch on Sunday. So anyway, so we thought we would talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to do the kind of Easter egg hunt where we like Velcro to the dad's Easter eggs, and then the dads run and the kids run after them. Have you seen that?
Yeah, right. They would like Mason would catch up with me in like 3 seconds. There's no, I can't run that fast.
It would be really fun though.
It wouldn't be fun.
Or you could like grapple for it or something.
I'm not grappling Mason either.
That's true.
Tap me out in like 5 seconds. Who's watching out there, guys? It looks like we got a couple people watching live. If you are watching, drop us a comment. Well, let's talk about setting expectations early on. When it comes to navigating the holidays, not just Easter, but Christmas and Mother's Day and Father's Day and all the days. Before the holidays even begin, how do we get on the same page about schedules, commitments, and priorities?
So I think we try to do a good job of communicating. I mean, when how many times do we go back and forth? Let's schedule this later. Let's schedule this later.
Mhm.
But and then you start inviting people once you decide the schedule, and you have to wait for them to decide whether they're able to come, and makes it hard sometimes, right? With shopping and menu planning, but it always comes together in the last week. Like, I always get a little nervous, but by the end it comes to oh, the dog's playing with her squeaky bunny from Easter. Can you hear it? So I think before it all begins, we definitely say, what do you want to do? Do you want to have people over? Do you want to who do you want to open it up to everyone? Do you want to keep it small this year? Do you want less of what are you up for?
Mhm.
Because it takes a village to get everybody together.
And a lot of messaging. Yeah, I can. This is so easy when I was a kid because it was always like if it was Easter, we knew we were going to my aunt and uncle's house. They always had the big Easter egg hunt. If it was Christmas, we've talked about this before. It was always easy because we knew my parents were Christmas Day, your parents were Christmas Eve. It was so much easier. And then when everybody has kids and everybody has different careers, and then of course everybody starts moving away, and it's a little more difficult. I mean, this kind of having my cousins over kind of fell in our lap because Jimmy happened to be visiting around this time. We didn't, we didn't really know that until about a month or so ago. So we probably could have just planned, us having dinner together or going to your parents' house or something like that. But since they were coming, we invited the rest of the family. Of course, most of the family had other plans or it was too challenging to get here. And that's just kind of the thing is like, it just all navigating all of these things is challenging because everybody has such a crazy, busy, different schedule. And then, like you said, we were waiting to find out. We invited everybody. We said, okay, we're going to have my family here on Saturday, and then we had to kind of wait to see who was actually coming. And then, of course, then you got to go and shop. But it doesn't really matter because whether we have 4 people or 40 people, we always have more, way more than enough food. We were eating pasta for days after that night
Yeah.
and had plenty of sausage and peppers. So it was all good. Um, but yeah,
Brunch was
so
great though. Brunch
brunch was easy, actually, really easy.
and we made exactly as much as we needed and thought we got lucky on that maybe, but that was really
This dog. Yeah, no, that was good. It was good that we didn't have too much because our family's not here. I'm the only one that eats leftovers. Nobody else wants to eat leftovers. So if it's here past, the next day or the day after that, like it's just getting thrown away. But anyway,
turkey bacon on the griddle for the win.
turkey bacon on the griddle. Definitely for anything, almost anything, on the Blackstone is amazing. We have the barbecue grill and we have the Blackstone. And I will say that I use the Blackstone probably like 4 to 1, and I can cook so much on the Blackstone. So definitely a good ticket for having big family gatherings. Um, so let's talk about balancing both sides.
How do you navigate spending time with both sides of the family without creating tension or feeling pulled in too many directions? Well, we do that just fine because we do one on one day and one on the other day.
It's kind of always like that. We've talked about that in past shows that we don't often. It's been very rare. I mean, our wedding, I think maybe the first couple birthdays.
Yep.
But there were not a lot of times where our two families got together and did all the holidays together. That wasn't the dynamic for us.
Right.
It did happen a few times. So it's actually easy for us to balance both sides because we always knew that we would have this family on this day, this family on that day, and sometimes now it's just our family, like
Yeah.
just us, our 2 kids. Sometimes they're friends. Maddie will have John, but that's kind of easy for us. I think it's easy for us to navigate this, spending time with both sides of the family, and we always do a good job of being able to be with both sides of the family.
Yeah, and there's not beef. It's just like
There's no
it's
beef.
there's not beef, but
There's no beef.
it's so hard to actually spend quality time with everyone when you entertain and you actually want to enjoy the day too, which we don't always get. When you're entertaining, we can't have dishes in the sink and we can't have a mess on the counter and we want to make sure everybody's taken care of first. Um, and so add that to having to deal with, everybody and make everybody happy. It's hard. So we want to spend quality time with all of our guests. And I think the only way that we effectively do that is to kind of keep it relatively targeted audience.
Well, I think the last time that we had everybody over was Maddie's graduation party,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I remember after the party, as everybody was leaving, like I was saying goodbye to some people, and I felt like I was saying hello at the same time. I'm like saying hello and goodbye, and hey, sorry I didn't get enough time with you because there were so many people here, and I was spending so much time, at the grill and cooking. And like Jackie said, as soon as food gets cooked, like all the dishes gotta come in, like we're cleaning as we're eating or right after eating. So it's like kind of constant go mode, and it was tough. It was tough to really sit with any one person or group of people for any long period of time.
And
So
that was a diverse group, right? Like a
there's
lot
a
of
lot of, yeah.
different, everybody gets along, but it was, you want to make everyone comfortable.
Well, we had friends, our friends, her friends, family, both families. Yeah, it was really hard. And some people were inside, some people were outside, and you try to make your rounds and talk to everybody, but like I said, at the end of the party, I was like, "Hi, bye, see you next time." So that's why it's kind of nice to be able to have, like you said, a smaller audience, a smaller group, so that we can spend more quality time with them. So, how do we handle family dynamics? Oh boy, every family has its challenges. That's for sure. How do you support each other when difficult dynamics or personalities come into play? Um, I mean, listen, it is what it is. There's always family something. There's always some kind of drama, some kind of whatever. But at the end of the day, like as far as I'm concerned, family's family, and you know, that's just what it is. You just if it's a holiday, like if there's a challenge, you're just gonna kind of look past that for the day, especially if it's Easter or Mother's Day or Father's Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like we're there to celebrate the event and maybe kind of put those things to the side. I mean, now there's definitely been some family gatherings where we've had an outburst or two.
Ooh,
Um, ooh,
not by us.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I've probably been part of some of it. I'm always, uh, what's the word? Hmm, you know, bickering.
Oh.
I always,
Oh, you and your mom like to just go at it, but that's
it's just
more of like it's not like controversial. You guys just
it's
like to
because
go
we're so
back.
much alike.
Yeah,
That's what it is. We're just so much alike, and that's just what it is, and that's our dynamic.
and no
But
one backs down. And
no one backs down. Not in our family, that's for sure.
no, can I tell you something you're really bad at?
What am I bad at?
You're not good at, and actually, I'm the same.
Wow, she's just gonna call me out right here on
No,
live.
if I am being, even if it's family or if it's just like at another, like a community event,
Uh-huh.
if I am trapped by that person that, I don't want to be talking to, you don't bail me out.
Oh, no, I am actually okay at that, by the way. I was just at an event last night that I bailed someone out of a conversation that I could tell that they were not wanting to be a part of. I help you, but sometimes it's just to get back at you
I
because
know.
you have intentionally put me in a situation where I'm standing there talking with someone that I don't want to be talking to for more than a couple of minutes. And I could see you because from afar, you're smiling and kind of laughing like you're doing right now, and it's not funny. So sometimes I have to get you back, and that's just the way it is.
I do. I'll watch you and suffer through whatever conversation. And sometimes I hear you call my name and I just scurry away.
I'm trying to like look across the room, like
Yes.
get over here. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, boundaries, right? So we're talking. Oh no, we're talking about the family dynamic. How do you support each other when it's difficult? Yeah, I mean, listen, we've definitely got our fair share on both sides of just challenges that we deal with within our own family, and
Yeah.
you know, I try to focus on time because if there's one thing that we can never get back is we can never get back those times. So like even if there's some argument or a squabble or just, you know, personality conflicts, whatever, like I mean, you can let that ruin the entire time, or you can just look past it and enjoy the time with the people that you want to enjoy the time
Yeah.
with. And, you know, now that my dad is gone, like, I mean, I would do, and I never had arguments with my dad or anything, but like, I'd do anything to have, just one more, like Father's Day is coming up, one more. I wish maybe I would have gone to see him a little bit more and, be able to, but it's hard for us to get away. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's so many different family dynamics. I mean, one cool thing we do is we have lunch with Chris every Sunday, or
Breakfast.
breakfast after Mass with Chris every Sunday, and that's he worked his whole life until he retired, and we didn't get to spend a lot of time with him then. Um, and now that he's retired and he has a bunch of extra time, it's nice to have that extra conversation with him on Sundays and
Yeah,
enjoy breakfast together. So,
absolutely.
all right, let's dive into the next one, protecting your peace.
What boundaries have you learned to set during the holidays to protect your marriage and your peace? I don't think we have any boundaries in the holidays, but you need to set some with me. That's what I think.
Boundaries. Um, yeah, I mean, there's nothing, we don't have any dynamic in our family where like, um, that I have to like keep someone away from you or not talk to somebody or
Yeah.
not like worry about not inviting someone over or like, oh, we don't want that person to come or I hope that person isn't here. Like we don't have any of that. So I mean, protecting our peace. I think, maybe if, before. um, before we moved into this house and when we were in our other house, we would have people over all the time. And it actually got to the point where it was a little bit overwhelming
Yeah.
that we had people over so much, so often. We felt obligated to host every time. Not that we didn't want to, it's just, hosting your family or hosting anybody coming over, it's a lot, because it's not just the couple hours they're there, it's the few hours that, like, when people come over, we want the house to be clean. So we take, a couple hours and clean the house and make it look nice. And you always do a really good job of like prepping and preparing and having everything out when people show up. So it just looks really, really good. That's not easy. It takes, hours to set up, and then the cleanup,
Yeah.
then the cleanup is a lot. And everybody's pretty good about helping clean up or take food home or whatever. But I would say that that's maybe a boundary that we have set a little bit more, is not doing it every weekend or every single holiday. It just makes when we do have people over that much more special.
Yeah, and like this time, I knew I just didn't have the time or the energy to hit Costco, so we Instacarted Costco, and there was a whole delivery of Costco at the door, and like that saved not even just hours of time, but it probably saved a lot of money not walking the Costco aisles, but it saved a lot of my energy, just my own brain's bandwidth, right? Like
Yeah.
at my leisure for a couple hours, I kind of here and there popped into the app and ordered, and then
It if we can Instacart anytime, like it's so much. Like I don't even want to go in the grocery store. Don't
sometimes you have to. Like
I
I
don't
still
want
had to go to Vons this weekend. I wanted to pick the things that, you know, produce when you're a little pickier about produce and a lot of meats, but you know what, it worked out for us this time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think also part of, protecting our peace goes back to the family dynamics too, like choosing not to dwell on all the,
Minute.
whatever is going on, yeah, well, then a minutia of like setting up and all that, but I'm talking about, if there are family dynamics that are challenging, not allowing that to creep in to the holiday or the celebration
Yeah.
or while they're there, because that in the end, then every holiday becomes like, oh god, we got to do this again, because there's going to be that issue. So it's easier to kind of just put that aside and enjoy the time together. So I think that's another way that we protect our own pieces. We don't, and we're not, neither one of us like are going to take sides with, one person over another person or
Yeah.
uh, anything like that. Like we're pretty much on the same page.
Well, I learned from you a long time ago. Just, everybody
You
talks
learned from me.
about, I did.
You learned. She
Darn
said it.
it.
She said it. She learned from me.
Everyone talks about not my circus, not my monkeys, right? And it's easy to say that, but you're so good about going, hearing a story and then going, just not my circus. Like it's not my, I got enough on my plate. I don't need to internalize that, and we can just still have people over and still enjoy them and not get involved in all that. So it is nice. I mean, every family has something and it's just life and it's encounters, as you go
What's your term? Bless and release,
lesson release.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of a good thing, because it's just like let that go, like get rid of it. I mean, and I wasn't always like that. I would get kind of caught up in being a people pleaser or being the person trying to help fix something. And I mean, I still do. I definitely still do. That's just part of my, personality. So funny that you said that. Of course, would you say? Of course, I would get a condition that is overprotective, right?
Yes.
So
So do you want to?
go ahead.
So you have this new diagnosis, I guess it is, right, of mast cell activation syndrome. Has anyone heard of that? It's kind of a new finding, where basically your body, your histamines, which is like your defense mechanism in your body, um, goes into overdrive, and it's overly protective. It's an overprotect. Yours works in an overprotective fashion, and I just thought it was funny that of all people to become overprotective, it would be your body acting as you do so often. And it's not a bad thing.
So yeah, so it is in my nature to be protective and to help people and to try to fix things. But at the same time, like sometimes you just have to realize it's not your it's not your fight, it's not your struggle, it's not your challenge, and you can be supportive of a person or a group or a thing, um, but not have to accept it as your
Yeah.
problem, because that can really affect your own personal peace. Um, because I've let that, just kind of creep in. Everybody say hi to Gucci, our guest star of the show. You heard her eating her bunny or biting her bunny, whatever she was doing. So how do we keep the focus on us with everything going on during family gathering? What helps you stay connected as a couple and not lose sight of each other?
So one thing I used to love that we used to do years ago, we would have Christmas Eve where we'd go to mass, let the kids open one thing, which is usually Christmas pajamas, and then they would go to bed and we would open our presents to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And just like I used to love having just that alone solitude, quiet time late at night, as we were stuffing the stockings. But we opened our gifts to each other, and then the kids the next morning would open their gifts and go, "Oh, wait, what did you guys get each other? We want to see."
Mm-hmm.
And we would show them. But then as they got older, they were like, "Hey, we want to be involved in that. We want to see what you guys see you opening each other's presents and seeing all of that." And so, um, as I mean, and it's great that we've morphed it back into everyone being together, but I did love that little bit of alone time too. So that is something where we didn't lose sight of each other, but I think we make time for each other during the holidays. I mean, it's so hectic. We try to do family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So you went a totally different direction on
oh,
what I was thinking when it came to this question, but that's fine and that's great because when I heard that, how like
oh,
during like if we're cooking or we're in the kitchen, um like I'll come over and I'll pinch you or something, like I'll pinch your butt or something. And like
inappropriate. That's
I'm
appropriate.
very inappropriate.
Hope our kids aren't
Um
watching this.
or come over and give you a kiss and just tell you that everything looks great, everything looks really good.
Or
And
you put your fingers in my food while I'm making it, like to grab a little something.
maybe, maybe I do that. But that's as soon as when I read that question, like what helps you stay connected as a couple and not lose sight of each other, like, I'm a very physical,
You are.
very physical person. So I make sure that I come over and give you a hug or again, just tell you that you did a great job because, Easter was amazing and I helped a little bit, but you always make it like look so good and all the food was, you know,
So good.
prepped and cooked. And I mean, all I did was put a few sausages and peppers and onions on the
And you
grill
cooked
and
them and you served them. No, that was a lot.
easy stuff. But
Good stuff.
those are little things because again, like that couple that we've been watching, there's this new, well, that's probably not
New
new, but they got thousands of followers, but
to you.
new to me. What are their names?
I don't know.
Something. Anyway,
Kind of annoying me a little bit if I'm being perfectly honest.
whatever. Well, we probably annoy a lot of people,
I don't
but
care.
that's okay. Yeah, but we were watching that video and like a lot of their videos, talk about, as couples like being physical and don't be afraid to be physical and have that
Connection.
connection there. So yeah, so that's what I was thinking about. But what else we do that I absolutely love is we started a journal for each other instead of writing.
Best tip ever. New couples, new families.
Yeah, instead of buying cards for birthdays or holidays, we both have full page journal. And so we just every holiday and birthday we just write in it. And she writes in mine and I write in hers. And it's the same journal that I wrote in. Like I have, 100 some odd pages while I wrote in the hospital a lot every day, just kind of journaling our journey, your journey, our journey. And so we adopted that. We use the book, and now the kids even have their own journals that they bring to us to let us write a page in their journal. So that's become something that's been really, really cool. I haven't gone back to read like a lot of like back like I don't go back and read a lot, but I know that I look forward to reading that day. So
Well, it's
I know
nice.
one day I'll go back and read a few more pages.
Right, because you end up writing more than you would in a card. You save it because it's all in one journal because we throw cards away. And the obvious, a card is now $8, $9. And you save money. So and we don't really appreciate cards like we do, you know.
Yeah, and it's writing for Easter, writing an Easter message, is it's not just Happy Easter, thanks for, my basket or something like that. It's like we really get a time to like write out some thoughts and
And yes,
actually
we do baskets
we do baskets.
for each other.
Yeah, thank God for Maddie. If it wasn't for Maddie, you may not have a basket. I'm terrible at shopping for gifts. I'm
If
just
you had to do it
the
yourself,
worst.
you would be fine. You just have her,
I
and
know.
so
Well,
you do it yourself.
now that I have her, I can't ever lose her. That's why she can never move out. But even if she moves out, she's still gonna help me with your basket.
Ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, the book thing, the journal, highly recommend for couples, for parents and their kids. It's just, yeah, I think it's awesome. I love it. We've been doing it a couple years now, right? It's been, I think, 2 years. So anyway, all right. Well, so we talked about navigating holidays and family gatherings together. Added a little more in there. Thank you, Neil and Tracy, for joining us, and thanks for your comments. Guys, keep watching us. If you like it, cool, share it. If you don't like it, it's cool, just keep scrolling. But we'll be back again next week. And I'd like to say it's Wednesday at 10 o'clock, but you never know when we're going to pop on.
Sorry.
But we will be back.
That's on me.
And go back to YouTube and Master Motivation Podcast. You'll see all of our Keep the Flame Alive episodes. We're currently at about 26 or 27. So yeah, pretty cool. Some good topics in there. So go check it out. Have a great rest of the week. We are going to go to our Chamber of Commerce board meeting in just a moment. And
Oh, shoot, we are.
Yeah, we have to go.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day and a great week. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.